Howdy, this Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man, coming to you in the morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm glad I'm able to breathe, get up. It's another day full of whatever comes my way. Started the day right. I always get up saying, "Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name." I got to do it. Shout again to the tunnel, Hasmonian Piper. I hope I said it right. I love you guys. You guys make my day. Uh, just commenting, and to all those that are watching, I really appreciate it. Thank you. As you know, I'm one of the very few that's honing it down, pipe smoking on the island of Puerto Rico. That being said, I was sitting here smoking my pipe, which is I'm smoking this Novat, a Rossi. It just went off on me. But that's all right, because what I got to say is random thoughts. I was looking back as I was watching videos, and I was watching some videos on different pipe shops, and I was very happy at the way the pipe shops that are still in existence, how courteous and really attractive they are. I mean, we complain, we don't have enough pipe shops and things like that, but the ones we do have still have that old school feeling, and they're wonderful. And that reason why is the customer service. One thing that we had, a Concha Tobbacconist, which is no longer in existence, but it was a legendary tobacco shop back in New York for over 40 years, was our customer service. First of all, everyone that was there loved what they were doing, and we were allowed to smoke, and I was always huffing and puffing. I hadn't had a pipe, I had a cigar. Depending on the day, I knew when the pipe aficionados would come in, so I'd be with my pipe, with my calabash, and I knew when the cigar guys would come in, so I would always have a Punch Rothschild Robusto in my hand, smoking. And as I worked with the customers, they would always be interested in what I was smoking, and that was a selling point that I had. I smoke it, and they would see me always happy with it, and they said, "That tastes good. Is that good?" And I would tell them where it was from, what company. So it was always a rapport. That's one thing De La Concha Tobbacconist had, rapport with the customers. Another nice thing from the customers to us, after they got to know us, we had wonderful customers that would come in and bring us coffee. They would just, "Hey, what do you guys want?" They would open the door, look how many of us in there, and then they would ask us, how much, how many of us wanted coffee. So some of us would say, yeah, they would go out and bring us coffee. They'd bring me black coffee, sweet, and we would just, before they were going to buy anything, we talked to the customers, and we talked about everything from sports to politics. So it was very, very nice environment, and it wasn't this thing of sell, you gotta sell. It would just come naturally. And Mr. Melendi, who was the owner, proprietor, knew that. He was very good with customer service. From time to time, he'd always stick his head in. He had his office in another building. He would come in and be very nice to us. Sometimes he would come down, and whatever new cigars they were getting, they would give it to the staff, and then he would come back and ask us for a review on the cigar. before he would go and purchase, you know, cases, loaded cases of cigars. So it was very nice, and the customers saw that, that he would give us cigars. He goes, "Wow, this must be nice working here. You're getting free cigars." That's what I tell him. Well, we're testing them, and based on it, and based on what our customers' needs were, we purchase it. So that was very, very nice. And I had one customer who was a motivational speaker. And he would always come, "Where's Miguel? Where's Miguel? Where's Miguel?" I said, "Oh, yeah. Miguel, come over here, man. I want to talk to you." So I would take out the time to talk to this guy, tell him the virtues of pipe smoking and my experiences and things like that. And he would come out and say, "You should be a motivational speaker. All these tips and everything, I use them in my motivational lectures." I said, "What?" You see, he goes, "Heck yeah. You got great selling points, man. You should have been a motivational speaker." I said, "No, everything that I do is from the heart. You see these guys here, they love being here, man. It's the money's secondary. The first is their love for cigars or love for pipe smoking and love for tobacco. So everything will be geared toward that. Our conversations will always be on that." And one guy would bring an article in or say something that was new to everybody else. So we had this commonality. We have coffee, we smoke up, we hang out. So in a bustling city with guys, working hard, either they were life insurance salesmen, lawyers, corporate, business drivers, transit cops, whatever would come in, and they would come in and it would be like, it would be so honed down, and a lot of people that were from the Midwest or out there in the backwoods would come in and be shocked that in the middle of the city, there was actually a shop where we would just, like I want to say it, shoot the shit. Just talk about anything, men's issues, whatever it was, and it was amazing how knowledgeable each person of the staff was. We had one guy that was Don. He was crazy about hockey, and he would always let us know what was happening in that field. Another guy was into styles and ties and what the latest fashion was and how we should dress, and he would tell me he can get us certain ties and bow ties and things like that. Well, I came with a more Caribbean feel. And so I would always say, cigars, they come from the Caribbean era. So, you should play Latin music or Caribbean music or whatever. And one day, Shankin, the owner of Cigar Aficionado, who was totally into Cuban cigars and everything, he was coming over and he was just going to hang out with us, and he was going to have some customers coming with him. And one of the customers was Leroy Neiman, famous painter. He would paint all these pictures of athletes and very colorful, reminding me of Peter Max. And so with his colors. So I told Melinda, why don't we, Sylvester Stallone's coming down. He had Rock Cafe. We had John Belushi's brother was going to come down to sell us a cigar. I said, why don't we change the environment? You have Florida de la Concha coming in. You have other people from the Caribbeans coming in. So I said, why don't we wear guayaberas? And why don't we wear Latin hats, and put Latin music, and have a Latin guitar player here, and have a roller come down. I know a roller. He comes down from the Dominican Republic. He makes great cigars, and he can come in. And how much is that going to cost me? I told him, don't worry about it. It's not going to cost you anything. So I will pay for the roller myself out of my pocket. The roller will come and set up a station. We would have Latin music, guayabera, and it gave the whole ambiance this Cuban atmosphere. When Shanky came in and Nero Neiman came in, they came into a wonderful atmosphere. Like, wow, this is great. I feel like I'm back in Cuba, and that's why we wanted to sell. you know. And lo and behold, sales would go up. Mr. Melendi looked at me. He said, "How much you pay for that roller? Because, you know, he's been here all day and he ain't gonna work for free." I said, "No, Mr. Melendi, I pay for the roller." "What? No, 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 I can't have somebody doing that." I said, "Why?" "We made the largest sale of cigars for the month in one day." I said, "What?" It was hustling, bustling in there, and people loved the atmosphere, and women started coming in. And you know, women are romantics, and they started buying cigars for their husbands, and began selling humidors, and we began, humidors, they can run anywhere from 100 to 800 to $1,200, and the women were buying. It was for Father's Day. That's what it was. It was a Father's Day. I remember because women started coming in trying to get presents and gift packages to them, and we loved when women came in, man. We'd all be dressed up. We had to wear tie, shirt, suits, but at the same time, there was an ambiance, this Latin flavor, Latin music. So it would take them from wherever they were at, and you walked into this environment, you felt like you was in a different world. And so we started doing that for St. Patrick's Day parade. We come in green. We sell mostly Peterson pipes, Peterson products, English pipes, and things like that. And we would have beer, the stout. We'd have somebody from the company representative come in. So it was a great environment to work in. And the fact is, you had one guy, Lester, who was World War II veteran, who was actually at Pearl Harbor. He was very old. Lester Hayes, I think his name was, who was a character because he was a pimp back in his days for Xavier Hollander, a famous call woman who put out a book. And Lester had these one-liners that would crack us up. And he had all kinds of jokes. So as we're working and everything, I said, "Lester, why don't you stand over there and tell a joke?" So Lester would stand by, and as everybody's working, he's telling these jokes, and the customers are buying, but at the same time listening to Lester. And Lester would tell these jokes that were so funny that the customers would be rolling. They would be purchasing, and they would be rolling, and the whole staff would be cracking up and laughing. Whatever I remember I had a Stanwell in my hand, and he's telling the joke, and I'm showing the customer the pipe, and I'm trying to close a deal on this pipe, right? When I'm talking, Lester tells the joke, I started bawling, and I stopped at the piping man. I said, "Here, you handle it." And I just stand there, bent over, just laughing, man. And the customer's looking at me like, and he's looking around, everybody's laughing. It says, "Jay, this is a great place to come, just to hang out, man." I said, "Yeah, man, you don't have to always come in and buy something. We're all part of the family." And it was like that on a daily basis. I tell you, man, it was a fun place. Everybody got along. And we did a lot of selling. A lot of famous people came through. One of my favorite customers, God bless his soul, was a famous boxing analyst that would come in. He would always have a cigar. I keep forgetting his name. Bert Sugar. Bert Sugar would come in, and he'd always have his cigar, and it wasn't lit. I said, "No, Bert Sugar, if you're gonna come up in here," I would be able to talk to him because I loved boxing. I knew about boxing, and I would say, "No, Bert, you're gonna have to light up. He's like, I'm not gonna light up this cigar. This is a brand new cigar. I said, wait a minute. So I had my stash of cigars. I said, try this one. So I would always give him something new. This time I gave him a Gloria Cubana. He said, what's that? I said, you haven't tried it, right? He said, yeah, no, I haven't tried it. So I tried it. It was Dominican blend. And he loved them heavy cigars. So he says, Miguel, I've been speaking for a long time. I can't take nothing. So he tried it. He said, oh, this is great cigar. So he's standing there. People watching him. Oh, he's burnt sugar. He's actually smoking a cigar from the store. And I'm standing next to him. And Bert is going through his rambling. He could talk all day. And oh, this cigar is great. And he's talking about boxing. Oh, this cigar is great. And people go like, I want what he has. So Bert was a wonderful customer. He'd always come in, at least buy one cigar or buy it for somebody. And once in a while he'd bring down a customer, from wherever he was at, a boxer or somebody that was in the business would come in with him. Then we would have what was very interesting. One gentleman that would come in, he's a famous on ABC now. I don't know his name. His a Greek name. He would come in all very serious, and he had just finished being part of the Clinton administration, Papadopoulos or something like that. I forgot his name. He would come in all very serious, and on camera he was very joyous. So I got the nerve. I said, no, if you're gonna come in here, you're gonna come in here smiling. We ain't talking politics. He would crack up, and he would buy cigars, and we had some great guys, man, that would come in and were like part of the family. And so that was the day. We would always say thank you. And they would always say thank you, and we'd go out of our way. And that was the daily life at Concha Tobbacconist. I miss very much that shop because it was a homie shop in the middle of Metropolis, man. And people would just stop to say hi. Going home, they would stop. We had cigarette smokers too. All kinds of people, strange people. Tony Bennett lived across the street. His piano player would come in, and he liked those Christian Brothers cigarettes. He goes, "No, don't tell Tony that I was in here." And so it was wonderful, man. I remember when Patti Smith, the punk singer, would come in, and I would just run up to her, grab her, hug her, and she was so skinny and fragile. And I said, "Oh, I love your music. You're a great poet and everything." And she would just come in and says, "I'm just coming in to get positive enforcement because every time I come in, you're one of my best fans." And it was like that. We had people from the Rolling Stone magazines and famous photographers and all kinds of people would come in, but we wouldn't treat them like stars. Now the weirdest cat that came in was Dave Carradine. He would come in and the whole ambience would change. That's the one guy that would come into the store. He was always dressed in black. He always had these weird jewelry on him. And when he walked in, man, the atmosphere, he was a scary dude, man. I don't know what he was into, but I would just go up to him and Mr. Dave Carradine, can I help you? And we would just talk. And he liked history, medieval history and stuff like that. And I had taken a course in medieval studies, the Dark Ages. So he was very gothic type. But we would meet the customers where they were at. And we used to have a great old time, man. I miss those times, I'm sure all the tobacconists can talk about their shops and things like that. But there's a bunch of guys that would just love and have a great time. Much like a pipe show. It was like a pipe show every day. You know, people, you go to pipe show, you find people all gregarious, happy, you know, being there. It was like that every day, man. Della Concha Tobbacconist, a legendary store, man. With legendary customers, legendary service, and we loved it.